Alright guys, after a long period of time of not doing any videos or video logs, I am going to try and attempt to get back into this. As all of you would have seen, the title of this Road to the Platform is I'm going to jump back onto the platform again. I want to compete in powerlifting. It will be amateur. I have not deadlifted, squatted or benched in a long time. I'm only just started getting back into it now and it's only a few months away. So essentially this is my sort of like goal to get back into the swing of things, get back into sort of performing consistently with my bigger movements and seeing sort of where I weigh up, I'm mainly doing this because I've made a bet with my mum, of all people, because she is currently competing in nationals in a few months' time, and she is a lot stronger than me. So I have made a bet with her that I can get up to her numbers in squats and deadlifts by the time of her comp, and I'm going to try and reach those numbers in my amateur comp. Bench I should be fine with, but squats and deadlifts are my main focus, and I'm probably going to have to aim anywhere between 180 to probably 180 to 200 in both of those lifts, and I am nowhere near that right now. And purely for the fact that I've been injured for the past, honestly, since I got my last YouTube video out. If anyone hasn't seen them, if you want to go back and check it out, all centered around my bodybuilding career. My last video would have been cut short through my 2018 prep because I just got pretty damn down because I was injured and I just solely focused on getting better, rehabbing the injury and getting better. So yeah, that's all on YouTube. Anyone's go check that out. But main focus in this sort of series, this is my first series I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do a few different series. So this one obviously mainly focused towards strength and getting back on the platform again. So yeah, really looking forward to going through this and sharing my journey with you all and letting you know how I get there. This first week is centered around manual conditioning, so we're doing around 12 reps for each of these movements. My main focus is to try and maintain form under fatigue, so maintain these few cues I've really been working hard on over the past few weeks, and sort of because my first few weeks I've been doing these before this is being just sort of getting back into the groove of things. Things have felt a bit weird, sort of taking a bit of time to get back into the swing of things, but I'm feeling pretty good now, and I feel like this is where I can really start to push. So if I videoed any of that, you would have been bored as hell. So hopefully you enjoy all this. I'm looking forward to sharing this journey with you. Obviously any questions or anything or any tips, tricks anyone wants, please comment below or ask me. And if anyone's interested in coaching at all, I am obviously free to sort of take clients on, and I would like to be able to help out as many people as possible from both the strength point of view, physique point of view, whatever you're after. So let's get stuck into this and let's see how we go in this first week. Alright guys, so this was my squats. I think pretty sure this was my second set. This first week I only had 2 sets of squats because they were damn taxing. Like I said, this is more of a conditioning block, so we're performing 12 reps here. As you can see, I've got my sleeves on, I've got my belt to obviously help me with my brace and maintain that throughout the movement. Sleeves I purely use as just really a sort of form of support. They don't offer overly too much, but they make me feel more secure throughout my movement, and that's why I wear them. Wrist wraps, I do wear them purely for the fact that I do as hard as I can, I do as much as I can to maintain tightness throughout my wrist in the movement, try to keep them straight. It doesn't always happen through a low bar, and you put a lot of pressure on those wrists. So I'm putting a big emphasis on this in my breathing and bracing and my tightness throughout my upper back and my shoulders. I'll always put a big emphasis towards maintaining tightness throughout my hips as well too. We don't want to be losing tightness throughout the hips. Have the ability, that's where we put the emphasis towards like lower back, etc. And that's where the issues can come into play. So that's where my issues have been in the past, so we try to avoid that as much as we can. These felt pretty good, moved pretty well for the most part here, but they were damn hard near the end. I was doing everything I can to hold on to those few cues that I did mention, but yeah, it was quite rough, but we managed to get there. These will get easier and easier as the weeks go on, but the reps will also drop down, so it should get a bit easier from a fatigue point of view. But again, this is just me getting back into the swing of things. I see a little bit of tightness escaping, and I felt it as well too, especially near the end. I think the biggest thing was my breathing and bracing. I just haven't done these movements in such a long period of time. So it did take a bit of a toll on me to try and sort of catch my breath and be able to get an efficient brace. And I think you can see that slightly with my movement throughout this squat, especially at the bottom on the way up. But I do as well as I can to maintain tightness throughout the hips and really just try and keep those sort of shoulders on point, which I found pretty easy. But yeah, the breathing and bracing I think was the biggest thing here for sure. Alright, so next up we've got the bench press. So this one I am performing on like a set bench. I normally prefer to perform them on like out of a rack or like obviously a proper sort of bench press there, but this will do. And again, especially with me working my weights back up again, this worked completely fine. I'm actually performing this without any wrist wraps, which I normally rely on a lot, but my wrist felt pretty good in the warm-ups there, and I just sort of like, why not, let's just try this anyway and see how we go. I will have to put the wraps on throughout a heavier weight. Big emphasis here was maintaining again the shoulder and the upper back tightness, maintaining my shoulders down towards my waist and really sort of just touching my chest with the bar, driving back up. These felt pretty good for the most part here. They were quite hard. I believe this was my second set. I did manage to get through these ones. Actually, I may not have here, but yeah, no, I couldn't get through them, so I had to actually unrack this. So that was quite difficult, but I did manage to get another 2 sets. I'm pretty sure I had a bigger break, and I managed to get 12 in that last one. So I actually went 12, 11, then 12. And so yeah, I really try and make sure I maintain my tightness throughout my legs in particular, to make sure that I create a sort of stable position, and I really try and make sure I maintain tightness throughout my shoulders and bracing hard throughout my core there to make sure I'm performing and generating enough power as possible from my chest as I can. As you can see here, I'm performing some chin-ups as well too. I might chuck an extra exercise in here each week, and just to sort of really, I suppose, just sort of change it up, freshen up a bit, I guess. But yeah, just done some chin-ups here. This was one of my main movements in in that same day as the bench. So I just threw these in here as well. These are something that I'm improving again. I was affected from my shoulder injury as well. But yeah. Okay, and last of all, we had the deadlifts. This was done later on the week, actually on the weekend, and I was training with my mum in this one. I wanted to get a video of her doing her lifts as well, but she had something slightly flare up, so she wasn't performing her deadlifts with me this day, but we'll get another video in together, definitely closer towards her con when she's doing some of the bigger lifts, and sort of see where exactly we're at. My deadlifts here felt pretty good, but again, this was the first time we deadlift, one of the first times we deadlifting in a while, and I had a lot of reps. The first few reps felt pretty good. My setup's always been pretty good as well too. I don't like the movement too much of the bar at the bottom. You can also notice my feet moving a fair bit as well too in those first few reps, which I actually didn't notice when I watched this back the other day. But for the most part here, I'm putting a big emphasis towards, again, similar to my squats, my breathing and bracing, which again, I do not feel like I got a lot of. I actually had to adjust my belt after my deadlifts because I noticed I wasn't able to get as tight, and it was a little bit loose at the back of the belt there, so I did change that up. Putting a big emphasis also towards my shoulders and my sort of bracing throughout the back of my shoulders, as you can see here. I do feel like I lose a little bit of that though, especially when the fatigue starts to set in, but I was putting a big emphasis towards maintaining that throughout this movement, doing everything I could to get through these reps with the best form possible. Obviously a lot of power from the bottom through my legs there too, while maintaining that tightness through my back of my shoulders and that solid brace. Done pretty well for the most part there, and I feel like I could go up next week for sure with a lot of reps. Okay, guys, quick wrap of the week there. Felt pretty good for the most part. I enjoyed the movements. I enjoyed getting back into it again, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this phase goes and see what numbers I can potentially hit at the end. I'm going to change this up each week. I might do some stuff with my phone here and there. May not sort of voice over all of them, but if anyone enjoyed that, anyone who is watching these videos, just let us know. And I look forward to seeing how I can improve these going over a period of time. Obviously something super I'm passionate about. Pretty much it's my job at the end of the day to be able to go over my clients' movements and perfect them, and essentially get them as strong as possible and progress as much as they can over a period of time, so it's interesting always doing it by myself, especially being able to feel the movements as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, just let us know and I can keep doing that. And like I said, I might do a few different things, like with my phone, speaking in front of my phone, that here and there, maybe even just some like stuff outside or different stuff even just outside the gym as well too. But yeah, anyone interested in continuing to watching these, please let us know, and let's have another good few weeks going forward. I'm really keen, and I'm really, I suppose, feeling good about these next few weeks and how I can improve, because I feel like I've got a lot left in the tank, especially with my reps going down as the weeks go on. If anyone's interested in seeing other accessory movements as well, let me know. More than happy to throw those in, especially because I'm not solely focused just on building these squat, bench, and deadlifts up. I am focused on also improving my physique over a period of time until the end of the year as well, building muscle in particular. I am counting calories too, and putting a big emphasis towards that, giving myself enough energy to actually improve in my movements and to perform well in the gym, but also making sure that I'm staying somewhat grounded in terms of body fat as well, and making sure I'm not gaining anything there. So yeah, Any questions at all, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them and talk about them in these videos. Other than that, keen to have another killer week in the gym, and I'll speak to you all soon.